Hello, hello, hello. I am live in two places, you guys. I am live on Facebook and I'm also live in Instagram. Happy Wednesday, or is it Tuesday? Happy Tuesday, guys. So excited to be here with you guys on this beautiful Tuesday. Today, I want to talk about being afraid to be seen in your community. Are you afraid to be seen in your community? Guys, if you guys don't know me yet, my name is Maria Henderson. I am a spiritual business coach or business spiritual coach. I don't care which one goes first as long as you keep them together, because I do both. I help you grow your business and I help you tackle all of the inner demons that come along when you're growing your business. Hi guys, welcome. Today we're going to talk about, are you afraid to be seen in your community? And the reason why I want to bring this up today is because I noticed that a lot of people crave community. They really crave to be with a group of people or to feel like they belong. And they just are not doing the thing required to grow the community or even be in the community. I spoke with someone a couple of weeks ago who was telling me, she was like, hey, I really want a community of people that are just like me, who are really interested in growing spiritually, intuitively, learning about themselves. And I just cannot seem to find people that are like me. And I feel really alone in this. And I asked her, how often do you show up for your current community? And she asked me, well, what do you mean current community? I'm not really part of a community. And I got really clear on what that was. That means your social media, right? Are you showing up for the people that currently follow you? Are you giving them advice on whatever it is that you do really well in, or maybe sharing your story so that maybe they find some inspiration in their own life? So she answered me, and the answer is not really. I don't really show up there. And I blatantly said to her, well, that's the reason. That's probably the break in why you don't feel like there's a community around you, right? How you show up for your current community, guys, really reflects on the results you get in your business and in your life. So how often do you not show up in your life, in your business? And for your current clients, how often do you not show up because you probably don't feel like it, because maybe you just don't feel equipped or qualified to even show up? Maybe you feel like you need to get a certificate to claim yourself to be some sort of expert or authority in your field. Maybe you feel like you need to have more experience and actually serve clients before you can actually show up in a big way. And all of these things that, we come up with in this, hi Dolly, how are you? All of these things that we come up with that tells us not to do the thing that we're actually required to do to create community actually allows us to stay in the same place, right? So the reason why this is such a big deal is because, when we're looking for community around us, we want to take a look at how much do we pour into the current community we're in. Guys, I notice even in my client Facebook group, the people who are most active in the group are the people doing the work. Okay. And Dolly, you're one of them. You're super active in there. Hey, Maria, yes, I know the feeling, but I've worked through them. Absolutely. A lot of the people, I notice that if you're kind of in the bushes and you're kind of hiding from being seen, that's how you're going to be in your community, whether that be in a group that you are a part of, whether that be in the communities that you're in, and maybe even in school. Like, let's say you are going to school or your kids are going to school. How often do you show up in the kids' school, in your children's school? Do you show up big? Are you someone that's a participant in all of the meetings? Are you aware of what's going on in the school? There's so many things that we can really take a look at in our current life and see. Yeah, girl, Dally, yes, you have been. So, there's a lot of things here that we can take a look at our current life to see, well, what is it that I'm not doing that's not causing for a community feeling environment? What am I doing? And what am I not doing? And what can I do to improve that? Well, the thing that you want to do first is take a look at your current community. Who are you a part of? What communities are you a part of? What circles do you run in? Right? What circles do you guys run in? Do you know? Do you know what circles you guys run in? Are you even aware enough of your environment that you know, okay, these are the group of women that I can talk about here. This is the group of people that I can go and talk about this with. This is the support group that I can talk to and turn to if I need this support. Or are you kind of just like out here feeling like a lone ranger? You don't even really know the groups you're a part of. And you're just kind of playing like, oh, I really want to be a part of a community, but I'm not. But guys, we really all are a part of a community, whether we see it or not. We're always a part of some sort of community, you know, and whether you're vocal in that community or not, you're a part of the community, right? Either are you a taker in the community, meaning are you the one kind of just almost sitting there, kind of hidden, quiet, and taking information? Or are you also a giver of the community? Do you give resources? Are you connected with these people? Are you pouring love into your community? Are you? And this, guys, this is a really great barometer of how successful you are in life and in business. The more you pour into your community, the better your results will be. The better your results will be. And when things happen to you, you kind of almost know why, because you show up, you know. Opportunities come to you because you show up. People know you. People know you as the person, the go-to person, okay? And when you create this go-to person reputation around what you do, it's because you show up all the time, no matter what, no matter if you feel shitty, no matter if you feel frustrated, no matter if you have a headache, you show up, right? This is what I decided to do. This is what I'm committed to doing, and I'm going to show up. So when I say to people, you know, hey, you know, if you want to be a part of a community, if you want that feeling of people caring for you and needing help and feeling like that warm hug feeling, how do you do that for your community? How do you do that for your community? So a lot of the times, the reason why people don't really show up is because they're really afraid of being seen. They just really are afraid of being seen. And the fear of being seen, guys, comes from the fear of not being loved, not being liked, not being accepted for our uniqueness of who we really are. And in that insecurity, we kind of are left in our lonesome. We're left with just being by ourselves. And it does feel like there's no community around us, right? Because we are so fearful of people wanting or seeing us for the truest people we are. And what if they don't like us? What if they reject us? What if they talk about us? What if they ridicule me because I decided to come out here as whatever it is that I call myself? What if people come to me and say, you're not qualified to do that? What if people say, I don't want the thing you are selling because it sounds like bullshit, like whatever, right? There's all of these fears centered around coming out and owning the stuff that you really want to talk about, sell, or even just own as a person. It's really fearful because there's a lot of opinions out there. Now, what that means is that there's a lot of development required. You know, there's that level of strength and unapologeticness that we need to all have and embody as business owners. You know, coming out here relentless time after time, okay, time after time with the same thing that we're selling, with the same thing, whether that be, you know, a coaching program, whether that be a tangible book, whether that be makeup or food or a diet supplement. Every time we come out here and we sell ourselves to have people buy into us, that does take a level of vulnerability that we need to extend, right? It takes a level of vulnerability. And in that vulnerability, we're going to be rejected because not everyone is for us. Not everyone should buy our thing. Not everyone should work with us, really. Right? And I don't want to work with everybody either. You know, you don't want to work with every single person. You only want to attract the people that are aligned with you and that are aligned in what your vision is or your beliefs, or, you know, really align with the vibe you give off, right? You don't want someone that's kind of like a uphill battle kind of a client. So the fact that not everyone is for us is almost like a blessing. But the thing with that as well is that sometimes we reject that because we don't want people to not like us. We want everyone to like us. That's just human nature. You know, we want to be liked. We want to be accepted. We want to be praised. We want to be appreciated, right? And in this, we kind of feel that validation. However, what comes with that is that you have to be seen. And some people will like you and some people won't. And that's just what it is. You know, I talk to people all day long about whatever their problem is in their business, whatever their problem is in their business. And not everyone is going to be like, Maria, I totally vibe with you. You are that person for me. Not everyone's going to do that. And I'm on the phone thinking, oh, I don't really like her either. You know, I don't think there's like a connection there. There's no synchronicity. You know, it's going to be a challenge talking to her every week or implementing some strategies, right? There's going to be an uphill battle. You know, and that awareness in our business and that awareness in ourselves even is really going to help with coming out and being seen no matter what. Coming out and being seen no matter what, right? So the thing about having a business is that you have to be seen at some level. You have to be visible at some level. To have massive success, you have to be seen at a really massive amount of people, like just like Tony Robbins, right? All of these big wig life coaches are seen on this huge stage and platform, and they have this huge audience. And at some level, they had to almost battle the idea of visibility, because what comes with visibility are two things: people not liking you and people liking you. People not liking you and people liking you. Those are the two things that come with visibility. And how often are we acceptive of not being liked? Not often. I don't like to know that people don't like me. Right? I don't like that. However, I'm accepting of it because it's just a part of it. It's just a part of it. It's a part of growing a business. It's a part of having character, right? It's a part of growing as an individual, knowing that not everyone is going to be for me. Not everyone's going to like, oh yeah, girl, I've been looking for you all year long. Where you been? Not everyone's going to do that. But the thing is that someone is going to say that to me. Someone has said that to me multiple times in the past. And I've also had my share of no's. Yeah, I don't know about spirituality. I'm not really that spiritual. And I know that's, you gotta get out of here, because I'm super spiritual. And me and you are not going to vibe. Me and you are not going to align. You know, and there's a lot of those that I'm okay with letting go. You know, and there's a level of awareness that comes with being out and being visible in your business. You know, you are also going to you need to take ownership in who you don't want to work with. You have to take ownership of that. Who you don't want to work with. You don't want to just be a business that just takes everybody, and you have this kind of like hard business to run because they're not aligned clients. They don't vibe with you. They don't really appreciate your uniqueness. You see how if you just take on everybody and every single person, you're going to have a difficult time making shit land for them, making your services land for them. You know, in the beginning, I signed on one of my first clients at a really, really low rate. And I gave her like massive amount of calls in the span of 30 days. I would say like every other day we had a call. And it was so unaligned, and it was so sporadic, and it was so rookie move of me, because I just took anyone and everyone who wanted to work with me. And I felt really drained. I felt super resentful of myself for not knowing myself enough. I felt super resentful of the client because I felt super unappreciated for me bending backwards like 200 times and her just looking at me like I wasn't doing shit. And it felt super heavy, and it just felt super aligned. So the fact that people, not everyone is supposed to work with you, it's almost like a blessing in disguise. You know, you don't want to work for people. You don't want to work. Is my thing on here? Man, I hope you guys can hear me. But you don't want to work for people, work with people. And it's like this hard sell every time you get on the phone with them, right? Because every time you get on the phone with a client, specifically in coaching, you're enrolling them into the idea of whatever method you're supposed to be doing together. You're pretty much re-enrolling them every time. And if it's an unaligned, mismatched client, we're constantly having to re-enroll you into the idea of, well, this is the thing that you have to do, and this is the reason why you should do it, right? And then you're kind of always at square one, always with square one with the person, instead of actually 5 steps ahead. And, you know, there's a lot of misalignment, I think, that new coaches, new entrepreneurs have, because they take on anybody and everybody that says yes to their rates. And there is heaviness in that. There is misalignment in that. So the fear of being rejected and the fear of not being liked by everybody is actually a blessing, because in that not being liked, that's a sign for you to not work with the person. Because the people that are aligned with you guys, they really just go all in. The people that are aligned with you, they love you. They know you kind of, in a sense. They kind of see themselves in you. They're already all in. They're already in the boat of, yo, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Right? They're already in that boat. And if they're not in that boat, it's going to be a challenge. Right? It's going to be a challenge. Hey, Courtney, how are you? So always look into the people that say no. The people that say no, they are not meant to be with you at that moment in their current phase of their life. Because eventually, if they do end up saying yes later on, that means emotionally, mentally, physically, they have aligned themselves with you, your concepts, and who you are. And that, guys, is a really perfect, beautiful combination of client and business owner. And you get massive results that way, right? But if it's a misaligned situation, it's going to be really hard for them to hear you, to understand what you're talking about for real. And it's always a recipe for resentment on either part. And you're not going to have an aligned business if you continue down bringing on clients that are not aligned with you. Okay. So are you afraid to be seen in your community? Are you afraid to be seen in your community? And we just talked about what the real cause of why people are afraid to be seen. And it's because they're afraid of being rejected. But we see that rejection is actually a blessing in disguise, because the rejection that you receive from people are actually flags for you not to work with them, right? So I want to know from you guys, give me a number. What number do you fall under? Number 1, I rarely show up for my community. Number 1, be honest here. Number 2, I sometimes show up for my community. So I show up when I feel like it. Number 3, give yourself a 3 if you show up for your community all the time. All the time. Give me a number, 1, 2, or 3. And I just want to know, from a really honest standpoint, how do you really feel about showing up? Do you want to show up? Do you feel like it's kind of weird to show up? Do you resist showing up? Do you not really know what to talk about when it's time to show up? You know, what is, I'm hearing a lot of dings, and I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm hearing a ding. But I want to know from you guys, what is the thing that has you resisting just showing up? Is it the fear of, you know, sounding like an idiot? Do you fear, and what I mean by showing up is either you're posting on your social media, you're showing up for your community, you're constantly educating people, you are making contact with your audience, and you're, you know, really saying, hey, this is who I am, these are my values, this is what I believe in. Do you do that, or do you fear doing that? Do you do that, or do you fear doing that? So just some things to think about today. And I am going to go and have some lunch now. You guys, I'm starving. If you guys have any questions, please send me a DM or you can type it in the comments and then maybe I can catch it in time. However, thank you so much for being here with me today. I am going live again tomorrow, so I cannot wait to talk about that topic tomorrow, which is going to be kind of along the lines of this, but a little bit more introspective. So have an amazing day, sending you lots of love, and I'm out of here, guys. Bye.